Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Just Hilarious is here.
Yeah.
And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Tess.
Good morning, NV Queen, Jess, and Charlamagne.
Hey, girl.
All right, let's jump right into it. I know you got a lot to get into. So Uganda president signs an anti-gay law.
Yes, the president of Uganda signed a punitive anti-gay bill on Monday that calls for life imprisonment for anyone who exchanges in gay sex. And anyone who tries to have same-sex relationships could be liable for up to a decade in prison. Now, the law also includes the death penalty for anyone convicted of aggravated homosexuality. Now, aggravated homosexuality, guys, is a term defined as acts of same-sex relationships with children, disabled people, those carried out under threat, or while someone is unconscious. It also includes having one gay partner being infected with HIV. And the offense of attempted aggravated homosexuality carries a sentence of up to 14 years.
Damn.
That's crazy.
I saw President Biden and even Senator Ted Cruz condemn the law. What did they have to say about it, Ted?
Yeah, President Biden, he called the law a tragic violation of universal human rights. And even Republican Senator Ted Cruz said that the Uganda law is horrific and wrong. And any law criminalizing homosexuality or imposing the death sentence is grotesque and an abomination. And a lot of folks, if people go check out his Twitter, there was a lot of conservatives that was saying, hey, there should be something for people that have sex with people that, knowingly have HIV. Then, of course, liberals were calling him out for saying he was a hypocrite for not supporting same-sex marriage. So there was a lot of back and forth on that, several articles about Ted Cruz and his position on this particular policy.
What can President Biden do besides condemn it?
Yeah. They speak out on a lot of things, but this one, he's actually saying that if they continue, I guess, move forward with this, he's looking at implications on the law, such as taking additional steps like sanctions, restriction of entry of anybody in the United States that has engaged in any of these abuses or corruption. So basically, they can try to charge them and basically take money away from Uganda and make this a human rights issue. But I want to ask you, guys, do you think that they should the U.S. should stay out of Uganda's business and allow them to proceed, or should they, involve themselves in human rights violations?
Whenever I hear things like that, I think the nerve of America. Like, I believe that America needs to clean up its own house. With all these anti-LGBTQIA bills they have in America, it seems very hypocritical for them to intervene anywhere else, regardless of how horrific the laws in Uganda may be.
But it's also that we jump in so many other people's business. Whenever there's a problem overseas, anywhere, we jump in their business. When there's problems here, we don't do anything. So this is so serious. The fact that they are, considering killing people, giving somebody a death penalty on the choice of how they want to live.
Yeah, and
seems wild.
And how many human rights violations has America historically had?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's against black people, indigenous people, Jewish people, like the list goes on and on and on. Gay people. It's like, come on, man. Yeah. So, once again, I believe America needs to clean up its own house, because it just seems very hypocritical when I see them intervening anywhere else, in regards to human rights violations, regardless of how horrific they are.
Now, let's jump. I was going to say,
I was just going to say they're definitely pointing that out to him, because just as a last point, Senator Ted Cruz was against legalizing same-sex marriage.
Now, let's jump to community colleges. You saying community colleges on the rise?
Yeah, just a quick report. According to a report by the National Student Clearinghouse Research Center, community college enrollment has rose 0.5% in spring 2023. This spring is the first time in more than a decade that community college numbers have increased. Financial pressure is one reason why people are going to community colleges over four-year universities. And they're saying due to the strong job market, students are trying to get to the bag a little bit faster than before. So they're taking, trade jobs such as trades classes in computing, mechanics, catering, transportation, and other practical fields. So the bottom line is the blue collar industry looks like it's going to pick back up. And I know we've been talking about that quite a bit on, is it a 4-year degree? Should you do a 2-year? So it looks like that has made a little bit of impact here lately.
You know, I'm all about trade school. We've been talking about trade school up here for years. I feel like that's the fastest way to get to $1. You know what I mean? Like, the electricians ain't never going out of style.
Yeah.
Plumbers ain't never going out of style.
Shout to Lincoln Tech. Lincoln Tech sponsors my car shows, and they have trade schools. They offer, healthcare. They offer welding. They offer HVAC. They offer automotive. And a lot of students, as soon as they graduate, they get great jobs. But I will say this. A lot of students, what they're doing, which I think is pretty smart, they go to a community school where they don't have to pay a lot of money. And then their last year, they go to a major school. So they still get the degree from the major school, but they get most of their education from a community college.
That's how Rome did it. That's how my son father did it.
What Rome do?
Accounting, I think. No, social work.
Social work. Okay.
Yeah, social work. Yeah.
He went to community college first?
Yep. I did 2 years there, and then went to Morgan. He's Morgan alumni at University, HBCU in Baltimore.
So that way he wouldn't have to pay the huge nut pause, but he still gets the accolades.
So listen, are nail techs and stuff? What do you do, Ted?
I did 60 hours at community college and then ended up transferring to a four-year university for the same reason. Schedule and cost.
Makes sense, yeah.
Are people who do nails and hair and stuff, that's a trade, right? That's
that's a trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a trade. And it used to be, when I grew up, we had cosmetology in schools. Now they don't offer it everywhere. My daughter, she really wanted to take it. She's 15. Some schools, they offer it, some they don't. That's another thing that, we've been pushing. I know, shout out to our brother, Killer Mike. He's always talking about that. When we grew up with shop, we had cosmetology, we had all of that. And that's something that they're not doing. But this report just, guys, goes to show that the advocacy that you guys have been talking about over the years, it does make a difference because again, this has been, this hasn't happened in over a decade. So we talk about how a lot of things don't change. And this is one of those things that we can see the data from advocacy from everybody pushing this, that it's making a difference.
That's right. People who install wigs nowadays make more than people who install HVACs. I don't know if that's true, but I just made that up.
I think that is true.
I think it's true. It feels like it, right?
Because you can consider it hourly. Yeah, I think it might be true.
And because they charge by head, so it's like one wig, like 1,500.
Damn.
Yep. And that's just the wig. That's just the hair. To install it, it's an extra $350.
To install it sounds
Charlamagne,
crazy.
you should get back into cosmetology, Charlamagne.
To install
Charlamagne, you do great.
I ain't got
Great in
time.
cosmetology.
I don't think I have the time for wig installation.
Installation, all right. Well, that is front page news. Tez, we'll see you in a couple minutes. Now, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. Get it off your chest. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Jess Hilarious is here.
I am here.
And let's get in some front page news. What up, Tez?
What's going on? NV Queen Jess and Charlamagne fighting for the queen spot with Jess.
No, I'm not.
Hey, girl.
Jess is the queen. I'm the queen.
Oh, yes.
What?
Let me stop messing with y'all. Y'all want me to be gay so
be yourself.
bad?
Be free, Charla. Be free.
No.
We don't want you to be gay. That's not fair to your wife.
Now let's jump right into the news. Now let's talk about this white lawyer fired for allegedly snatching a wig off the head of a black woman.
Oh my God!
Damn.
Yes.
What the hell?
We were talking about wigs earlier
so
this morning.
concerned.
So in wig news, Liza Ashley posted a video on TikTok which showed her accusing New York attorney Anthony Orlich of snatching the wig off her head as she walked around New York City. Now, after the video went viral, he found out that if you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and he lost his job. Let's listen to the exchange and talk about it on the other side.
Sir, for what reason? For what reason did you take my wig off? Because what made you think that was the good thing to do? Please. For what? For what? Why did you do that? What makes you think that that's okay? Is that funny? You don't even know me. No. Do you hate women or something? Why did you take my wig off and keep walking? No reason. For what, sir? Why? Just say it. Why did you take my wig off and just walk away? Because what? Please. Nah, have a nice one. Have a nice day. Give me somebody to beat his ass. I'm dead ass.
I don't understand.
Wow.
So he just seen the lady, he just seen the woman and just grabbed her wig?
I saw the video. He looked drunk.
Yeah, he did look drunk. Yeah. He definitely looked drunk and just randomly just pulled it off her head.
Has that ever happened to you, Jess?
Hell no.
Hell no, they never.
What? Please.
She not the penitentiary, is she?
Yeah, right.
They having her.
Yeah, I don't like all that yelling and screaming and recording. Call 911 or mace his ass or swing on him.
It's good that she did that, and I'm glad she didn't put hands on him because then she would have been probably charged as well.
But that's assault, though. He assaulted her. That's self-defense. You snatched my wig off.
But it would have been her word versus his word, and believe me, he deserved to get his ass whooped. But the fact that she taped it was the reason he got fired.
How'd they find him? Because of social media?
Of course.
Yeah, definitely because of the internet. The internet detectives never fail. The video racked up over 1 million views or 500,000 views. They found out where he worked. They started emailing his job, calling him, demanding that he be released. And the company actually put out a statement saying, we take seriously any inappropriate behavior by any employee, whether inside or outside the workplace. The associate is no longer with the firm. And just as a side note, because I know there's folks that say, well, what does that have to do with being outside the firm? But attorneys, they do have moral conduct that they're upheld to. And so by him being an attorney, that certainly gave them just cause to let him go on his behavior outside the firm.
And she should get an attorney and she should think about suing him. But see, that's what you got to do to people that nowadays. It's like
that's right. Yeah,
you got to start. You got to start hitting them in their pockets because people don't learn. And it gets to the point like you got to say, she's distraught. She's scared to walk down streets now. That she don't like. She has to go through the whole process because I feel sad for that woman.
I don't even know if you hurt people financially anymore. Do they care? I think you got to start. We got to start doing things like taking people Wi-Fi away.
What?
Taking their smartphone privileges away because that's what they care about nowadays. I'm serious.
What, are we talking about kids or are we talking about people?
I'm talking about grown ass adults because they get hit in the pockets, right? And that don't seem to impact them. The only thing they care about is what their followers think and what the people that watch them on YouTube think. You might got to take away their YouTube, man.
You lose a couple $1,000, $50,000, $100,000. You can't.
I don't know, bro.
You can just go make another YouTube for real. Like I'm when people kept getting me when I was in controversy, all the time. People kept getting my page taken away. They ain't do nothing. I just kept on making them. Now when you hit my pockets, that's different because I got a son to feed. I got to feed myself. That's different.
But you got common sense, and even though you were raised in the social media era, Jess, you don't seek the validation of these people.
No, I do not.
Some folks really just wake up every day and all they care about is the validation.
I don't think this dude seeks the validation. He's an attorney. He doesn't. I think get him in his pockets.
He definitely. You hit him in the pockets, definitely.
Absolutely.
And hurt his career, definitely.
Absolutely.
I'm just talking about these others because there's a lot of people getting hit. And they still go.
Sometimes people don't have it. That's why it don't affect them. Because it's like, what am I give you if I ain't got it?
Right.
That's why you got to take their Wi-Fi. Take all they got.
You know what?
That's all I'm saying.
I like that.
Take their Wi-Fi.
What you saying?
Jesus Christ. All right. Well, let's jump into pollution. How is pollution messing up the male fertility? It doesn't seem like it is because Al Pacino and what's the other older gentleman?
Robert De Niro.
And Robert De Niro. They seem like their fertility is fine.
They're still getting it in, huh? Well, male infertility contributes to approximately half of the cases of infertility and affects 7% of the male population. But this is not discussed as much as female infertility, partly due to the social taboos around it. So for the majority of men with fertility problems, the cause remains unexplained, and the stigma means that many men are suffering in silence. But research suggests that even some factors in pollution have affected the male fertility and sperm quality. So the sperm quality is low due to pollution.
Damn. So imagine you don't believe in climate change, right? And you don't support anything in regards to climate change, but your sperm ain't working. And it's because of the environment. That's your fault. You part of the problem.
But because you polluting?
What?
Yes.
I just put that together, right?
We all sit up and try to make the connection.
If you are a person who does not believe in climate change and you one of these climate change deniers, right? You're part of the problem. So you're causing the earth to be more polluted. You don't care. And you your sperm ain't working.
Oh, okay.
You part of the problem.
Well, it also says not only does pollution affect the infertility, it also affects testosterone levels, the increasing rates of erectile dysfunction, something we talk about often here on the Breakfast Club, and cancer. So they said it's found in chemicals like plastics, household medications, in the food chain, climate change, in the air.
That's what I'm saying.
Also just the basic things that you guys need to do, like poor diet, stress, and alcohol is also a factor. But this study showing how it is also pollution as well.
So there's a direct correlation between climate change and your penis not working right.
Okay.
There's a direct correlation.
See what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you.
All right.
I'm trying to tell you.
That's crazy.
All right.
That's a problem for y'all.
Well,
That's
is
why I'm holding out on
front
getting a
page
vasectomy
news.
too.
Why?
They're gonna need me in the future.
For what? All you produce is girls.
That's what we need. We're gonna need a lot more sisters.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna need that.
My goodness.
All you need is a
We
few
got
men.
you.
All you need is a few
And
men.
remember, black sperm is high demand.
That's
so
right.
you do quite
Wow.
well.
That's right. All you need is a few men, and like you can still be 86 years old,
Right.
still producing sperm.
Yeah,
Definitely.
because y'all remember the Brat story when they said they couldn't find
That's
black
right.
men. So
Okay.
you
That's
high on
right.
the market.
All right. Well, thank you, Tez. We'll see you tomorrow.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, everybody else, let's open up the phone lines. Where you want to go? You want to go AI or Fat Joe?
No, I'm sitting there tripping off the fact that Jess called me disgusting because I blew my nose and it's some tissue, and then she was like, "You're not gonna wash your hands?"
Yeah, I need you to wash your hands. Then you gonna set the tissue right there. We all gotta look at it.
Because I'm
You-
still sitting here doing a break, but you gotta wash your hands when you blow into a tissue.
You damn right. You gotta wash your hands. You do anything with your nose.
I didn't know that. I forgot those lessons growing up in school.
He got to
You
go to the
went to
bathroom
night
and wash his
school,
hands?
so-
You
yeah.
did go to night school.
Yeah.
I learned this in elementary. You gotta wash your hands right after you blow your nose.
Yeah, especially if you're gonna be talking around people.
Oh,
So just stay over there.
I didn't know that.
That's
Well,
fine.
you want to go AI or Fat Joe? Which way you want to go?
What happened with Fat Joe?
Remember he said that he's telling people like, look, if you get to a certain age, you got to give up your dream. You got to get a job.
Yeah.
Well, I got a whole chapter in my first book called F Your Dreams.
Hey,
Jesus
yo,
Christ.
I think maybe
He didn't mean
you
F
shouldn't
your
go that
dreams.
hard.
No, but it's
I
the
think-
same thing because I said that a lot of times, when you are growing up, you especially when you black, you see things working for other people.
Yeah.
So a lot of us run towards
Right.
rap, or we run towards the entertainment, or we run towards athletics. But that's not really our dream. We just see it working for other people.
But some people actually really do have a passion for rapping, but they ain't getting nowhere. So like it. Well,
But
yeah.
also,
Passion and talent is
but
two
let's-
different
Let's
things.
open up the
Passion
phone
and
lines, 800-585-1051. Let's talk about when do you give up your dream, right? But there's a lot of rappers that started later in their career.
Like
that,
2 Chainz.
Y'all
Then he start
always-
rapping at like 50.
Y'all
Yo,
y'all
you
always
stupid.
say that, but can only name 3
think-
people.
Huh?
You can only name 3 people.
That's old rappers.
Yes.
Yeah,
2
what's wrong with you?
Chainz.
Stop. No, 2 Chainz ain't 50 years old. Stop it.
He looked good, but he's definitely older. He up there.
Yeah, 2
and
Chainz
when he
up
came
there.
out, he was up there.
Yeah, he started older. 2 Chainz
Yeah, 2
just
Chainz up
definitely
there.
I
started.
told you, all right, well, 40.
No, he's older than
shoot.
2 Chainz, way older than 40.
No, he's not.
Yeah, 2 Chainz 45. You talking about 2 Chainz be 46 this year?
Who else came
I'll
out
be 45
old?
this year.
Snoop came out pretty old too.
Nah, Snoop
he
was young.
didn't.
Well,
Snoop
he's
was a
always.
baby.
Well, he always just. All right.
Yo, Jess is crazy. Let's leave the rappers out of it.
All right.
800-585.
But you, Fat Joe talking about rappers. You can't leave out. You gonna leave rappers
There's
out?
a
You
bunch
talking
of
about
rappers
rappers?
that's old in their career. They don't have a single, and instead of getting a job, they still trying to rap. And what Fat Joe said is, he's not saying don't rap. He's just saying get a job and rap on the side.
There's 168 hours in a week. That's more than enough time to have a job, to deal with your reality, and you still have time to
rap.
go out there and chase your dreams.
Yeah.
All right, let's
You know
talk
what I
about
mean?
it when we come back. 800-585-1051. When should somebody give up their dreams? All right, and not just a rapper. Somebody might be a chef and it ain't working for them yet. Somebody might want to be,
You can
a
always cook for
basketball
people.
player.
Right.
Oh,
And
you-
success is subjective. Let's talk about it.
All right, we'll talk about it when we come back. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.